Yes, hello everyone. This is Richard Okwal, a member of Software Engineering Group SWML44, and today I'm presenting to you our research project titled Machine Learning Approach to Database Risk Prediction Under Extreme Label Scarcity based on semi-supervised and positive and-level learning. Uh, this project focuses on how artificial intelligence can help predict database even when healthcare datasets have very few level record, and how a research study actually combine unsupervised learning, uh, semi-supervised learning, and also positive and level learning, and the use of explainable AI, and lastly, edge deployment. Um, so, in this presentation, we shall cover all this we are seeing in the content of the presentation. And without wasting time, let us start right away from the introduction of our research study. The diabetes mellitus is one of the fastest growing chronic diseases globally, affecting over 537 million adults. Every diagnosis is actually extremely important because uh, in untreated diabetes, untreated diabetes can actually lead to a severe complication such as kidney failure, blindness, and many others. Um, so these tests are actually very inaccessible in an economy or in an area where people are not having money, that is in a low resource healthcare environment to access such expensive tests. So majority of people ignore being tested to identify their risk to this. Um, so our project investigates how some of this paradigm can improve uh, diabetes risk prediction. That is the use of no level uh, data, few level data, where a situation where we are only having a positive level data. So that is within the introduction of our studies. So let's come to the related work which have been done in diabetes prediction by some of the authors in some years back. As we can see, um, this slide summarizes previous research in database prediction. Different researchers use models such as logistic regression, random forest, and many others, as we can see from here. Um, although many studies have achieved good accuracy, but encountered several limitations, uh, such as most required full-level datasets. Many ignored um, level scarcity. Some models were computationally expensive, and others lacked explainable or lightweight deployment. Those are a limitation that we were able to review uh, and identify the research gap. So the gap that we identified, um, we see like the most studies depends on the full level data set and also ignores the real world cell care level scarcity, rarely integrate PU learning and semi-supervised learning together, and also lack lightweight deployment. Yeah, that is within the research work. Coming to the problem statement, in a low resource healthcare environment, many diabetics patients remain underdiagnosed because this lab testing, they're very expensive and actually inaccessible to them because they don't have money. Then from the machine learning perspective, that is now where we come up with the technological solution, um, where we use dataset which often contain few level sample, many unlevel record, imbalance positive cases. So these are common type of data in the medical center or medical healthcare facilities. So this can create major computational challenges because traditional supervised learning models require large level data. Therefore, our solution now comes in to build a framework capable of learning effectively under such situation where we have such data, no level, few level, where only positive level data are available using just unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and positive and level learning. So our project was guided with the research question and objective, and some of these objective and question are here, like unsupervised learning, identify patient subgroup linked to there is. So each and every question from here was mapped to a certain objective that we were able to achieve from the question. Yeah, so let's go to the research contribution of the study. Our study makes 4 major contributions. Firstly, we develop a unified level scarcity framework integrating and semi-supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, the PU learning, and secondly, we demonstrated hidden positive detection using PU learning. Thirdly, we developed a lightweight edge AI deployment using sadly rather we develop um, a lightweight edge deployment system actually capable of running on local devices. This local device can be these wearable devices like smartwatch, that is the model that can run on that, this smartphone, and many other devices. And finally, we integrated this explainable AI to improve model interpretability so that you can attain the accuracy well. Then coming to the research methodology of the study of the work, the slide shows the overall research methodology. The workflow begins with data collection within data loading, that is where our data sets are. Then coming to step 2, that is data preprocessing, that is now cleaning of this data so that we remove something that is unwanted. Then we move to ADA, that is now exploration of the data, visualization comes in, and we come to modeling, that is where we come up with the model that is going to perform evaluation and give us prediction in step 6. Then data description, our datasets contain a total sample of 520 and a class distribution of positive having 60%, negative 40%. Then coming up to the ADA visualization, we perform a univariate analysis, bivariate analysis, and also pair plots, then distribution analysis here. So all this visualization help us understand the future distribution, detect correlation, analyze actually the class separability, and also identify the influential features, as we can see in the bivariate analysis. We can see from here, Gloria was having the influence against this other symptom. So that is actually the important part of that visualization side. For example, the glucose level shows strong separation somewhere here. For example, around somewhere here. You can see around there. And then coming up to the model architecture and the mathematical foundation. So this slide now introduces us to the important architecture. Firstly, the first is k-mean clustering, where the k-mean groups patient into cluster by minimizing the distance between sample cluster, and this mathematical formula here shown to us here present a clustering objective function. And yeah, so the main key idea from here, this k-mean was trying to minimize the distance between sample and clustering centroid. Then secondly, we have random forest where it is an ensemble learning model consisting of multi-foundation tree. Each tree learned from different bootstrap, sample, and final prediction are obtained using majority votes. So this improves robustness and overfitting. Then we come to label spreading, where a semi-supervised learning algorithm is used and methods construct similarity graph somewhere, and the method constructs similarity graph where nodes literally present sample and edges represent similarity. Yeah, and so the mathematical equation we're seeing below, actually um, shows us iterative level propagation across the graph, across this similarity graph. Then actually this approach performs well under unlimited level data. So it is actually a good approach to obtain accuracy under this level data. Then we come to PU. So in this step, all the positive diabetic cases are registered, remaining records are unlabeled. So it identifies liable negative and train ensemble classifier to detect the hidden positive cases. So the PU learning architectures is actually extremely useful in healthcare system where many patients remain undiagnosed. Then this is unsupervised learning method. We use some of these algorithms like K-mean, GMM, that is Gaussian mixer module, hierarchical clustering. Then we come to semi-supervised, this is label propagation algorithm, label spreading. Then coming up to PU learning. PU learning, we follow some other method here like two-step PU, that is train classifier on level positive versus random, and level. Then method 2, that is PU bagging. Then 20 bootstrap sample, each sample, each positive plus. However, this is the overall step in that PU learning, but I can say among these approaches, PU bagging achieved the best performance um, in the in this evaluation method. When we are evaluating the method based on the performance, then evaluation metrics, we can see here the traditional accuracy alone can be misleading in healthcare. In healthcare AI, in healthcare AI, traditional method can be misleading. So, meaning in a situation where uh, data are hidden. So, meaning a model detecting hidden diabetic patients may appear to generate a false positive. Therefore, we focus actually on metrics such as patient recall, that is AUC, recall, and also true positive recovery rate. So these metrics better evaluate um, minority classes, minority class detection rather. um, as you can see from this side, from this screenshot, where assumption says n levels equal to negative, and also graph-based propagation, that is semi-supervised learning. Okay, coming to still within the result of semi-supervised learning, we can see K-mean. DBScan was trying to perform higher in the CSOS test scores. So we come up here, then we can see that is now, can see this is an result and accuracy. So we can see now this result shows a significant improvement under a level scarcity. So we can see for a semi-supervised learning, we can see at only 10% level data, the accuracy literally improved from 33% to 84%. Then PU learning, we can see achieve 92% accuracy, and also recovered 94% of hidden cases. So this demonstrates the effectiveness of learning from unlevel healthcare data. Okay, still within the same thing, let's overview of what I've talked about. Yeah, what I have talked about, overview, what I've talked about. Let's come to model evaluation result. Now, coming to model evaluation result, we can really see the table summarizes the summary of all models. The best performing models was PU bagging with accuracy of 92, then 0.9 for recall, and 0.93. That is when you can see from back around here. Yeah. So the key finding from here, that is what I've just talked about. So coming to explainable AI to improve actually interpretability and also to improve trust and transparency, we integrated these explainable AI techniques. We use Sharpe's value. That's why we can see from down here, Sharp values from down here, and also feature improvement, and also like feature importance, model coefficients. So the result shows the Ploria and Polydicea, and sudden weight loss, that is cut off, but it's there, and weakness. But from here we cannot see because and weakness. Yeah. So the key finding of the result that we analyze, it shows like the Prudentians and sudden weight loss and weakness also contribute significantly. So, yeah, contribute significantly. So therefore, the models relies on the clinical relevant symptom so that it can give the effective interpretation. Yeah. So then now model compression and results. This slide represent the knowledge distribution. A large teacher model train a small teacher, train actually a student model using a soft probability output. So our teacher model was random forest. So our student model was logistic regression. The compressed student models reduce model size to 2 KB. Yeah, so while maintaining the nearly similar performance, this makes deployment on the end user's devices very possible because it is very light and can perform on such devices like wearable devices and many others. Coming to edge deployment. The slide demonstrates our deployment system. The system allows users to enter symptom, receive diabetes prediction, that is now enter model processes, perform evaluation here, then gives a recommendation and insight on the user's interface. So advantage of it can work offline capability. That's now the other lightweight model we talk about. Yeah. So this is still within the distillation process that we talk about. Yeah, some of its benefits. Now we come to machine learning operations. So under machine learning operations, so our slide shows the machine learning operation pipeline, the model workflow, data input, preprocessing API, then final prediction engine, that is where our model is, risk score generation, that is validation and users interface displayed. So the architecture supports scalable and real-time healthcare deployment. So that is within machine learning operation. Just from the other part where deployment works, interface here from here, it's the same thing. All right. Then the limitation of the study. Despite promising results, our study has limitation. Data limitation includes small data set, missing clinical attributes, trust imbalance. Then the model limitation, in the model limitation we have seen the graph method are very sensitive to noise, and the PU learning is affected by contamination. So it needs a very careful handling, and clustering lack guaranteed clinical interpretability. Then system limitation, we have seen the limited hospital integration to violate our violating testing. Also, not limited real world validation, that is from the clinical perspective. No clinic, no hospital integration, rather require further scalability testing. Then conclusion and future work. So in conclusion, we can say semi-supervised learning improved diabetes prediction, and PU learning successfully detects hidden diabetes risk prediction. Then lightweight deployment demonstrate practical healthcare usability, that is even on user side. So at the future workflow, we hope to integrate deep learning architectures, use large African healthcare datasets, because this one we're using Indiana dataset, that is now Asian dataset. So we plan to use our African dataset, then expand dataset not just to include diabetes but across other diseases. Then we hope to implement the use of wearable devices integration. Since we have the lightweight model which can run on that, also conduct real-world clinical trial. So we have some of these references where our study relies on directed work. Then coming to acknowledgement, we extend our gratitude to the core research team for their dedication to make this work be seen tangible, like what we're doing right now. So to my group members would be Sandra, Pio Oscar, and Richard Ogwal, hi, in particular, extend the gratitude. Then also to our institutional affiliation, that is Mr. Galewango. We appreciate you a lot for the overall guide, and also some other members on board, that is Dr. Empress, and also some other team within the front line in this study as our mentor. So as our mentors, rather, we appreciate and extend the gratitude to you people for all that effort. It has been that long. We appreciate for that effort. Thank you so much. All from Richard Wall and my team members. I wish you the best ever in raising up the new generation and future of tomorrow. All right. Bye.